Technology can help us teach, but it can't replace the things that students need the most from us, and that is our humanness. Welcome to One Tired Teacher. I'm Trina Debery. Today we are talking about why teacher judgment matters more than ever and that AI can't replace teacher heart. Let's get started. Technology. So today I want to talk about AI. Now, before anyone panics, this is not an anti-AI episode. In fact, I use AI. I use it as a thought partner or an assistant. I also think it's here to stay. And I think our students need to learn how to use it thoughtfully and responsibly because it's going to be a part of the world they inherit. But lately, I've been hearing a lot of conversations that make me uncomfortable. Conversations that suggest AI can replace teacher-created lessons, teacher communication, teacher thoughts, and ultimately, possibly replace teachers, which I think is crazy. Some conversations suggest AI can even make teaching more efficient if we simply let it do more of the work. And every time I hear these conversations, I find myself thinking the same thing. AI can generate information. But teaching has never been about information alone. This is huge. I feel like I need to say it again. Teaching has never been about information alone. Teaching is about judgment, and it is deeply human. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I created a resource to help elementary students understand artificial intelligence. If you are following me on YouTube, you can take a little peek at what that might look like. If you are listening, no problem, you can check it out in the show notes, or you can hop on over to YouTube and check it out. So I created this resource to help kids understand AI better. And here's the funny thing. I used AI while I was creating it. I started with Magic School, which is a tool that some schools are using to help teachers with AI and kids with AI. It did help me generate ideas. I used it as like a brainstorming tool. It helped me think about vocabulary that students might need as they grow up in a world where technology plays a bigger role than ever before. But if I had simply taken what Magic School gave me and handed it to students, it wouldn't have worked. Not even close. The definitions were way too complex. The examples weren't always developmentally appropriate. Some of the language would have gone right over a second grader's head. I even took that, put it into ChatGPT, and told it how old the kids were. I gave it more context. That only helped a little. So I did what teachers do. I adjusted. I simplified. I added visuals. I organized concepts by grade level. I created games. I built activities. I thought about how children learn. I thought about Piaget and Vygotsky. You gotta love Vygotsky's zone of proximal development. I thought about how kids think and how they interpret information. AI generated a starting point, a list. But I took my own judgment and my discernment and my expertise and I made it meaningful. And I think that's the conversation we need to be having, because the more information becomes free and available, and even the answers are given to us without even giving us options for sources, the more important judgment becomes. Think about it. If anyone can generate a lesson in 30 seconds, then what matters isn't generating the lesson. Anyone can do that. What matters is knowing. Is it accurate? Is it appropriate? Will my students understand it? Does it meet the needs of the students that are sitting in front of me currently? Does it align with what they already know? Does it honor who they are? AI can't answer those questions, but teachers can. And that's why I don't think teaching becomes less important as technology advances. I think it actually becomes more important. The more information kids have access to, the more they need trusted adults who can help them think critically about that information. The more technology grows, the more children need human connection. The things we need to remember are the human elements that make life worth living. Things like empathy and kindness and grace and patience and grit. I currently think we are living in an empathy recession, and we need more empathy now more than ever, which means kids need our humanness. They need us. They need you, and they need me. The more answers become available, the more important good questions become. Those are teaching skills, and they're human skills. I think one of the fears many teachers are carrying around right now is that they're going to be replaced. And I understand that fear. I feel it as well as a teacher creator. Teachers feel it. If AI replaces your job and my job, we are left wondering what will happen to us? And most importantly, what will happen to our children? But I don't think the thing that makes a good teacher has ever been the ability to just produce information. A good teacher notices things. We notice when a student finally smiles. We notice when a child is confused and too embarrassed to ask for help. We notice friendships and fears, strengths, frustrations, and possibilities. Those things don't show up in a prompt. Those things happen in relationships. And relationships are where learning lives. That's why play is so crucial, because that is how children learn, in relationship to other humans. So yes, use AI, let it help you brainstorm, let it save you time when it makes sense, let it be a tool. But don't hand over your judgment. Now I know it's hard because we're often told to ignore our judgment, ignore our inner voice that is telling us something isn't working. It happens all the time. Use this resource, use that resource, use this program, use this platform, do this, do that. But our judgment matters the most. And when schools and administrators and districts and leaders and parents realize this important factor, we will change schools from the inside out. Don't forget the value of your experience and your knowledge of how kids think and learn and live. And don't underestimate the importance of what you bring to a classroom every single day. Because technology can support teaching, but it cannot replace your judgment and your discernment. It cannot replace your intuition or your relationships. And it cannot replace your heart. And before you start planning for next year, remember this. Trust yourself to know what resources your kids need. Trust your instincts and your ability to determine what will work and what won't. Also trust the thoughtful, experienced professionals who have spent years learning how children grow. We're in it with you. Your judgment and your discernment matter. And if you want a resource that was created by a lifelong teacher with 25 plus years in a classroom, who knows kids and knows teachers, and you want to help your kids get a little bit better at AI and understand it on a different level, or maybe their role in it, you can grab my AI vocabulary in my shop on TPT. And if you're following on YouTube, you can take a look at it, you can take a little sneak peek, and if not, then you can always go to TPT, and it's Trina Devery, Teaching and Learning. Because starting today, this podcast will also be a video podcast on YouTube. If you want to follow along, hit follow and join me weekly on Mondays. So today we talked about AI not replacing a teacher heart. Next week, I'll show you why. If you're eager to know, come back. Also, I'd love to hear how you are using AI in the classroom. Be sure to comment on my YouTube video and I'll try to feature your comment in future podcasts. Until next time, sweet dreams and sleep tight.